Welcome back. It's Kristen Rohan from the CURIAT, and I'm excited to have Rob Hanks, our co-founder, in the studio today, and we're going to talk about what happened at TechWeek, Smales Farm, Tech Expectations at the Beehive. It was a great event, wasn't it, Rob?
It was the best event that I've seen in a while, and there's been a couple of very good reasons for that. We think back, we've been doing TechWeek now for about 3 years. In fact, we ran the biggest TechWeek event that TechWeek had ever seen in 2017 when we ran Future Realities. We did it in Auckland and in Wellington. This year we've done it just at the Beehive in Smales Farm, and the reason for that was because there was a collaboration between the Massey E-Centre, the Takapuna Business Association, Grow North, and of course Smales Farm Beehive itself, where they pulled their customer list together, and they had a very strong turnout of industry representatives. So we were very, very pleased to be there. And what we did this year is we bounced off the meetup that we'd had previously, where we focused very much on healthcare. So we were very well poised to demonstrate to the industry leaders the types of changes that are afoot in that particular industry at the moment. The things that we found very exciting this year that was different than last year were really the expectations around the people who attended. This year, what we noticed from previous years was people were no longer coming along and saying, "Oh, what's this?" What they were doing is saying, "Oh, I know about this. How can we use it in our industry?" And that is a huge step from previous years. And a lot of that has to do with the education of virtual and augmented reality that we've been running through EY during the last year or so, teaching industry leaders about what this new technology is and what it can do for business. The other big thing is that we noticed is we had people coming along from Westlake Girls School, College. And that demonstrated to us that the younger generation are now coming through and ready to start pushing this new technology into business as they leave school and they take work for themselves. It was also very, very heartwarming to see more girls on tech than we'd ever seen before, which shows a change in that movement as well. You know, high five for everybody involved in that process, right, Kristen?
Absolutely.
Coming out of Tech Week this year, there are more people interested in further contact and interest in how it might change their business. And so I would invite everybody to go into our Eventbrite or our meetup page, which is Augmented Reality Auckland Experience, and sign up and come along. The next meetup we're having is the combination of the convergence of lean management systems and automated technology or spatial computing, like augmented and virtual reality, and how those two can converge using one particular industry example, a case study, and make business better for the future.
It was a really exciting night. Now, you talked about what happened overall at the event, so can you tell us a little bit about what CURIAT showcased in particular that got everybody so excited?
Oh, it was really exciting, actually. There were probably two very distinct things that we did at this event that we hadn't done at previous events. One was to show the difference between the conventional infrastructure using Vuforia as an augmented platform and the new R-Core, which requires a device that has more capacity to run it. So we actually bought new equipment while we were making that particular augmented experience with R-Core, and we were able to demonstrate the difference between the Vuforia and the R-Core and how that played out in the real world as people used it. The second thing we did is, as I mentioned before, we bounced off what we'd done at the previous meetup, which was to demonstrate examples of industry applications to improve the quality of lives for people in the health industry, in other words, their clients. And we did trigger-based technology where people could, you give the technology to the people, the clients themselves in the home, and they are instrumental in driving their own quality of life instead of relying on the agents of the healthcare industry to do it for them. Now, this also supports the changes that are happening in the healthcare industry, where previously agents would go into a house and they would assess a person for a particular piece of equipment and they would say, "You can have this." And but nowadays, the way it's going to be happening in the future that we can see is that the clients will be allocated a pool of money once they've used that money on anything they want to buy to do with making their quality of life better, that money will be used up. So we were able to demonstrate how those people might use spatial computing, specifically virtual and augmented reality, to be able to see what that furniture or house changes or equipment might look like in the home before they actually purchased it. The second thing we did is we demonstrated markerless augmented reality. Now, this was specifically to assist patient care of children undergoing procedures at hospitals. The problem that patient care specialists have through the hospitals is that the doctor comes along and they give you a diagnosis and then they walk away, and the leftover is the people on the floor basically melting away as they realise there's something wrong with them, and the people that have to go and clean up the mess are the nurses and the patient care specialists. And they said, wouldn't it be really cool if they had some kind of technology where they could go and they could explain to the children and their families what's really going on, and to give them the support and the education and turn a very anxious situation into a positive learning experience. And so what we did is we've been working for the last 3 months with patient care specialists and nurses and doctors and behavioural psychologists to create a augmented model of an MRI machine using markerless technology, which means now the patient care specialists and the behavioural psychologists can go out to the people's homes and actually demonstrate a real life-size MRI machine to children and their families in a very immersive way. And once again, the whole idea is if you give them the information, you understand that they understand it, that when they do come to have their procedure, that they go through it with less anxiety, which means they may not need a general anaesthetic, which can cost up to $5,000 per child. So there's huge savings right there for the industry itself, as well as the personal benefits for the people. TechWeek was pretty exciting this year. I think if people want to know more, they should come along to the meetup or go through Eventbrite, the Auckland Augmented Reality Experience Group. And of course, all contributions that they make through there, the funding actually goes towards buying better equipment, so the people that do come to the meetups can benefit from the futuristic equipment that people just simply don't see in New Zealand yet, but has been used overseas for the last 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
Let's get on board.
Nice. Okay, so like Rob said, join us at one of our next meetups. You can go to curiat.co.nz or visit us on Facebook. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to meeting you at our next meetup. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.